Now, let's define this foundation in our in-class example, starting from the top. So, we come to our example. This is our foundation floor. But remember, the slab is not the full foundation floor because this is actually just an above, it's above airspace. It's a floor bumped out over the airspace. You can see that if we go to the elevation views. Right here. Here's that bump out and there's the airspace underneath. So this is actually our foundation, this rectangle. So that's the geometry of our foundation. We can actually, now we'll come back to that. What is our foundation construction? Well, they show us that here. So the slab edge is not insulated. See that? It's concrete right to the, it's concrete to concrete there. That's just an important detail that I know to look for. We've got no exterior insulation, but we do have interior foundation wall insulation as well as under slab insulation. So it is a basement. We have a walkout basement. It's all concrete. I know that. I've got under slab insulation of R20. That's what they tell me. Under slab insulation R20. I have interior foundation wall insulation, and I've selected our interior foundation wall, which we defined above. Remember? 2x6 framing, R20 bats in the wall. Now let's find the proper configuration. So it's not this one, right? This has gaps everywhere. I'm going backwards now because it was already up to number 10. Not this. Just had the, sorry, just had the audio drop again. As I was saying, we have under slab insulation to the amount of R20. We have our interior foundation wall as the interior insulation here. So I've selected both of these. I select this, I select this, I type R20, and I choose interior foundation wall. Now this looks good, right? Because the slab, I can see it goes concrete to concrete. It's not insulated around the slab edge. Everything else has gaps, so I know it's not that. This is the only other option. And you can see it's fully insulated around the slab edge. So I know it's not this one either. So it's got to be that first one. And now let's type in the dimensions. We have the dimensions up here. Right, so we traced it out, and this is also provided to you in your example. The area is 297.5, and the perimeter is 69.6. The exposed perimeter is also the full perimeter, so I can type equals and just click on it. A time where the full perimeter wouldn't be the exposed perimeter is if you have multiple foundations in a building and they're attached to each other, because there's going to be an attached length where they're not exposed. Also, if you're doing a townhouse, for example, a middle house of like a row house, the sides are going to be attached to neighbor foundations which are heated by other systems, so those are not exposed either. So you'd have to deduct that length from the full perimeter. Our foundation is rectangular. We do have a radiant foundation, and they're nice enough to give us the details of the radiant foundation here, which you will never get on an actual set of drawings. It's hydronic, it's pumped, non-insulated, and it's 40°C design fluid temperature. 40 Celsius. I know that it's 90% just because we have a fully insulated slab, except for, under toilets, under interior walls, under sinks, etc. So you don't usually insulate the entire, sorry, not insulate, put radiant piping in the entire slab, but most of it. So we say most is 90. I'm going to save that as foundation ID 1 and press save. I have now defined my foundation. Later in my rooms, I'm going to need to make sure that I have fully defined these foundation details. I need to make sure that I've defined 297.5 square feet of foundation slab area. as well as 69.9 feet of exposed foundation perimeter.